Hi people, Chili here, and hope you had a happy new year. On this episode I look at two albums, the Hanukkah Sessions 2020 and 2021 by Kurstin and Grohl. But before we do, a quick history lesson. Dave Grohl is someone who needs no introduction. The former drummer for Nirvana who turned guitarist and became the front man for Foo Fighters. He is the good guy Greg of the music world, the good guy Grohl if you will. The other half of the group is made up of producer Greg Kurstin, who has a big roster of albums he has helped produce by many artists, including Lily Allen's Alright Still and It's Not Me, It's You, Peaches' Impeach My Bush, Liam Gallagher's As You Were, Beck's Colours, and Foo Fighters' Concrete and Gold to name a few. And he has written a fuckload of music, which I'll put a screenshot right here. Sorry Spotify, you can't see this yet because videos aren't allowed. Anyway, on to the album. We start off the review with the first release, Hanukkah 2020, and up first is a cover of Beastie Boys' Sabotage. It's a guttural cover, and it feels raw and updated in sound. Not a bad way to start, as opposed to what follows. The next track is a cover of Drake's Hotline Bling, and is sung with a very sarcastic undertone by Dave. Almost an air of I don't care, and to be honest, I don't really care about this cover. It shows great drum work as always, but if it was a piss take, then it's far too late. The recording of the original song was nearly 6 years ago. At the end of the day, if I had a choice between the Drake meme and the Dave one, you know which one I would pick. Lemmy. Always Lemmy. Fuck this song. Mississippi Queen.
That's how a white man plays guitar.
Hey, thanks for that, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hey, you know that's one dirty intro with a nice guitar. This is a solid cover, and it feels like they have made it their own. Overall, a great track. The following is a cover of Peaches' Fuck the Pain Away, and fans of Jackass will remember this tune, and it was produced also by Kurstin. They are also joined by the original singer Peaches for the final verse. The biggest takeaway for this cover was the part where Dave Grohl says the line, "Sucking on my titties like you wanted me." It's the gift that keeps on giving. The following is a cover of Bob Dylan's Rainy Day Women, number 12 and 35, and is a very honky-tonk kind of rambling tune that's pretty faithful to the original, even if it's missing the signature vocal delivery of Bob Dylan. Not bad. The next track is a cover of the Elasticas song Connection. I was never a fan of the band, to be honest. Besides this, the cover is okay. The next track to be covered is The Knacks' Frustrated. It feels good to hear someone covering a song by The Knacks that isn't My Sharona. And to be fair, it's not a song I was familiar with, so that adds value to it. A decent cover. The last track on the first album is a cover of Lou Reed's Rock and Roll. And to be fair, it's an okay cover. It doesn't grab the energy of the original version, but I saw a live version of this performed by the two, and it was better when it was done in concert. That's where I'll leave this song. That's the first album. How does the second one go? Well, it starts with a cover of a mid-90s pop song by Lisa Loeb and her hit, Stay, I Missed You. I'm not familiar with Lisa Loeb or her works, but from what I understand, she wrote this song for the cult classic movie Reality Bites, which was directed by Ben Stiller and starred Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke. I mean, this song has led me on such a rabbit hole to not just find out an interesting song, but also an intriguing movie. How does the cover go? Well, it sees the band doing a kind of heavy metal screamo cover, so make of that what you will. The following track is a real classic of a cover with the Ramones' Blitzkrieg Bop. To those who don't know the Ramones, this song was in the credits of the first Spider-Man film. You know the one. The third in the series of Spider-Man, but the first? Confusing? Shouldn't be, it's a simple 3-chord song. Still don't get it? Well... Hey, oi, let's go! So, how do you follow up the last cover? With a cover of a Barry Manilow song, of course. And now which one to choose? Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl. Yes, of course. Does it work? Surprisingly well. It's not a bad cover, to be honest. Everyone should know that keyboard intro. It's of no surprise that upon the passing of Eddie Van Halen, these guys would do a cover of a Van Halen song. And of course, what better one than Jump? And if you don't like it, well then... That last track was energetic, and the following is grounded again with a cover of Amy Winehouse's Take the Box. This cover also features Violet Grohl, Dave's daughter, on lead vocals. I've never been a big Amy Winehouse fan. Her voice and style never sat well with me. This cover, however, is just nailed by the young Violet. It's a different tempo and style to the original, but if you enjoy the late Amy Winehouse, then I would say you should definitely check out this cover. The next track is a cover of Billy Joel's Big Shot, and again, this is another song I'm not fond of. Maybe because I feel like it was flogged for repetition in the last 40 years on the WSFM radio station. Anyway, it's an okay cover despite my previous disposition. The following song is a cover of The Clash's Train in Vain, Stand By Me, from the legendary London Calling record. I love this record, and I love this song. If I wanted to see how far The Clash had progressed in style at this point in their career, then this would be a benchmark song. What about the cover though? Yeah, it's a solid cover alright. Probably a highlight even. To wrap up the Hanukkah sessions, we have a cover of Kiss's song Rock and Roll All Night, and that sounds like it was recorded live. As far as Kiss songs go, this is one that I truly enjoy, and I have Tony Hawk to thank for that. The cover is a pretty solid version, and you can feel the energy of wrapping up these sessions being put through the music here. A great closer song, truly. So if you didn't gather already, the Hanukkah sessions were cover songs recorded by Greg and Dave, with occasional guest appearances over the course of the last 2 years. They recorded this as a bit of fun during the downtime for their fans, and it's better than their previous cover album by Dave Grohl and Co., which was only released last year, which I covered in another episode. Look, these albums aren't groundbreaking. As I mentioned, it's a bit of a stopgap, and it's more compelling than their last release, with Hail Saturn. Some covers are just crap, like Hotline Bling, and others are pretty good, like Rock and Roll All Night and Train in Vain. If you enjoyed this and want more, it might be worth checking out the band NHC, which is Navarro, Hawkins, and Chaney. They only have 2 singles out now, but are well worth a listen. As for these albums, well, the second disc is clearly the better one. The other bonus is that each disc is less than 30 minutes long, so for a short release, it's not bad. The only catch, and I'm being picky here, it's that it's a third album of covers during this time. By this stage, I've gone well past the 5-minute mark, but I've got a few things to say about Dave before my verdict. There is a joke in the community about the downward spiral of quality from the Foo Fighters with every subsequent release they have been making. Don't get me wrong, I've been a fan for a long time, and it's odd because I've seen them live back around 2005, and at that stage, they were unstoppable. Now, it pains me to say, but as of recent times, they've just been so ordinary. That being said, if you want to go to a great rock concert, Foo Fighters are at the forefront for live acts to see, and it's with the good guy Grohl at the front that it's easy to see why. Now, I have to draw a parallel between Dave Grohl and Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead. Both are revered in their fields, and it feels now more than ever that Dave is taking his mantle. Hell, he needs to. While Lemmy had his highs, he did release a string of average material in the 80s, and I'm afraid Dave might be in a similar slump. It's nice to take a step back and do other ventures, but this venture seems to be retreading old ground. At least it's mostly good tunes this time around. In my opinion, this album as a whole gets a 650,000 chilies on the spicy scale. It's okay and serves as a go-between until the next album, not unlike Devin Townsend and his latest release. The covers weren't bad, while others were eclectic, even if it's done in a jovial manner. These albums are meant as a bit of fun in the end, and are meant for the true fans to enjoy. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of 5 Minute Reviews. I hope you have enjoyed this, and please check out our socials and hit like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video or podcast. Check us out at Live Listen Erased on Twitter and Instagram as well as Facebook. Thank you all, and stay spicy. I wonder what Gary Awesome thinks of this album.